Assalamu alaikum children. This is Islamic Studies class for the grade 4. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi zidni ilma. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid deen. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafiyan wa rizqan tayyiban wa amalan mutaqabbalan. Allahumma anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa 'allimna ma yanfa'una wa zidna ilma. Ameen ya rabbal alamin. Now children, in today's video we are going to start unit 3, that is prayer. Our third unit is prayer. As you have studied in the previous class about the 5 main pillars of Islam. So in that we have seen Shahada, Salah, Zakah, Saum and Hajj. So as prayer, Salah is the very important pillar of Islam. So let's see about our prayers in detail. To offer Salah is an essential duty of every Muslim. As I told you, it is the pillar of Islam. So to offer Salah is an essential duty of every Muslim. Salah is offered 5 times a day. It is the second pillar of Islam. Salah is the second pillar of Islam and we perform it 5 times a day. What are the 5 prayers of a day? Fajr, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib and Isha. And their timings also you have studied, as Fajr is performed before the sunrise, Zuhr in afternoon, then Asr in the late afternoon, Maghrib soon after the sunset, and Isha in the night. So Salah is the best form of worship. It is the second pillar of Islam and it is the best form of worship. It brings us closer to Allah. So this is the benefit of performing the Salah. It brings us closer to Allah. It creates punctuality and discipline in our lives. Salah creates punctuality and discipline in our life. No Muslim in his or her senses is exempted from prayers. So it means there is no excuse for any Muslim. If they are in their senses, they cannot leave namaz, they cannot leave Salah. Okay, but there are certain conditions for a valid prayer. So when we perform Salah, there are some conditions by following which we can perform our prayer successfully. Otherwise, this prayer will not be considered as the pure and successful. So what are the conditions which makes our prayer valid? If we follow these conditions, then only our prayer will be valid, otherwise it will be invalid. Okay, it can be defected, we can say. So what are the conditions for a valid prayer? The first one is niyah, means that is our niyat, means the intention. Niyah is highly important in Islam. So you have heard about the hadith, innamal amalu bin niyat. Okay, actions depend on intentions. Have you heard this hadith? So niyah is highly important in Islam. All our actions are judged by intention. What is our intention? What is our niyah? Our actions will be judged accordingly. According to that, it is compulsory to do niyah before every prayer. The prayer offered without the niyah intention is invalid. Means in our intention it should be there, I am offering which namaz and which salah and which rakat I am going to perform. It should be mentioned in our hearts or in our niyah. Okay, so the prayer offered without the niyah is invalid. It is not necessary to say in words. In heart we can say. It is not compulsory to say by words that I am going to offer this namaz or that namaz. If just we desire, if just we say in the heart, if we know it well, then that is our niyyah. And Allah Ta'ala knows, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, He knows our intentions very well. Okay. So what is next condition? Next condition is tahara. Tahara means purity or cleanliness. We know that cleanliness is a part of Islamic faith. To be able to offer the prayer or salah, one's body, clothes and the place of offering prayer must be clean and free from all impurities. The place should be clean, or our clothes, our body, everything should be clean before offering the namaz. Then covering the body parts. Before offering salah, it is essential to cover the body properly. For females, the entire body should be covered except the face and the palms. For males, the dress should cover the bodies at least from the navel to the knees. Next condition is wudu. You know very well how to perform wudu. One cannot offer salah without the wudu. It is a sin if one does so. So without wudu, namaz will be invalid, and if someone do so, that is a sin. Okay. Next condition is facing the qibla. Okay. During prayer, one should face the qibla. If the direction of one's chest is other than qibla, the prayer will be invalid. The qibla is the direction where the Kaaba is. There is no problem when you are offering prayer at a mosque, because there will be proper qibla direction, it will be mentioned. The mihrab of the mosque clearly shows the direction of Kaaba. But if you are offering prayer at home, you should know the qibla, or any strange place if you are offering namaz, so you should know the qibla direction. You can take the help of your parents or elders to know the qibla direction, and nowadays in our mobile phones and through the compasses we can know the qibla direction easily. Okay. In the mobile phones there will be an application which shows the qibla direction anywhere you go. Okay. When in journey, the qibla may be ascertained by a magnetic compass, that is called Qutub Numa. Okay, so this magnetic compass actually shows the qibla direction. It shows the north-south direction. Then we can find out the east and west. Next condition is time. We have to follow the proper time. The prayer should be offered at the appointed time. If it is offered in advance, it will not be accepted. Okay, before the time or very late also, it is not good to offer. We should perform it on time, and before time we should not perform it. Okay, so these are the conditions, 6 conditions to make our prayer valid. What are they? First one is niyyah, then tahara, purity, covering the body parts, wudu, facing the qibla direction, and following the correct time. Okay children, I hope you understood well. That's it for today's video. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.